back to the madness. It is Wednesday. So, this is what happened. Last week, I was all over the place. My emotions were crazy, and I just couldn't stay on point. I did one clip, and yeah, it wasn't good. I wasn't in a good mental place to be videoing. Not like anything was really going on. It was just, well, excuse me. I was anxious because I was getting the second shot on Friday. I know that because I didn't want to be sick, and whenever I get sick, then it turns into bronchitis, and I was scared of that. So, because I didn't know what symptoms I was going to have from the second shot, which me and Becca got the fever for 2 days, the chills, the migraine. Oh my God, the migraine was awful. And just exhausted. Saturday and Sunday, I did basically nothing but sleep. Both of us did. And work last week was kind of crazy too. I was working like long hours. Oh, excuse me, I keep yawning now. But so I haven't been cross-stitching much at all. Here and there. Let me tell you, November 1st though, I'm back on it. I've joined a couple more groups, and there's so much stitching to happen on November 1st. So, which I got assigned to the red team on dodgeball, which I'm very excited about. I know what I did Sunday. I was like, I did something special Sunday, though. I went and... Okay. Sorry about that. That was a big bump. I buy most of my cross-stitch patterns off of Etsy. And so, for the last 2 years, I've just been, like, collecting cross-stitch patterns. And, well, at my birthday, I bought a whole bunch too. So I decided January, I'm doing the new starts. So, oh shoot, do I want to go this way? What do I want to do? I don't want to get caught. You know what? I think I'll just take Mac down because the expressway is going to be crazy right now. So I could take... What do I want to take? I'll take Mac until something. Till I get to a side street, like 3 miles down. And then I'll cross over to Harper. And then take 12 miles. So anyways, sorry, I had to get that through my head. And I do better by speaking aloud. Okay, so I went on Etsy and I went back the last 2 years and downloaded every single pattern that I ever bought. And then I took the time to put them on Pattern Keeper, which I'm very proud of myself. I did want to say like 34. I think it was 34 patterns I was able to upload to Pattern Keeper all by myself, and there's 6 that Becca has to do, because Becca can do that, zoom in and make sure the grid is perfect and blah blah blah. So she's got 6 of them to do, and then basically between the rest of this week and next week, I need to sit down and get measurements and floss. Yeah. Oh, shit. I need to start pulling floss so I can know when I go to the LNS what flosses I need to pick up. Because that's not this weekend, but next weekend. This weekend, I'm super excited. The whole reason I got the shots was because me and Becca and Jonathan are going to the concert in Ohio to see 21 Pilots. So, they said that you could either have a negative test for the last 72 hours, or if you're vaccinated, then you don't have a problem. And I was like, knowing my luck, I would get it the day before the concert and be screwed and miss out. So I'm like, I'll just go get the shots. So me and Becca decided. Jonathan had already been vaccinated because with his work, when he wakes up early, he's just like me. When he wakes up early in the morning, we have a sour stomach, where you feel like you're going to throw up, but you're just very nauseous. And you run to the bathroom because you think you're going to throw up, but you never do. And that would happen while he was at work, and they would send him home saying he had COVID. And it's like, no, it's just a sour stomach. Give him an hour and he'll be fine. But nope. His coworker was like, nope, you got COVID. You need to go home. And it's like, I don't have COVID. And then he would be on quarantine for 10 days. It was stupid. Which I know you need to be careful and all that. But if you're someone who deals with this every single morning, if you get up early in the morning, because he would get up at 6:30 to be to work at 7. So, and if I get up before 9 o'clock, I have a sour stomach. It's just something we live with. But, yeah. But they told him if he got the COVID shot and that happens, well, then he doesn't have to be on quarantine for 10 days. And the thing is like, why didn't they just let him go take a test and come back with a negative test and be back to work? No, it was mandatory 10 days, no matter what. It's like, but he doesn't have COVID. He never had COVID the whole time. But anyway, so Jonathan was already vaccinated. Ooh, I'm going to scoot over here. So he's fine. And his soon-to-be ex-wife was supposed to go with us and said she was going with us until last week. She said, no, she's not going. So Jonathan's like, I don't care. I'm just going to eat the ticket, because he bought the tickets for them. So he spent almost $400. So I'm like, how are you not pissed? Isn't there anyone that, you want to come with us? Like, no, everyone's working. And he goes, I don't care. It's going to 21 Pilots anyway, so it's not like, in his mind, he's compartmentalized it that it's just going to his favorite band, so no reason to be pissed off. But what did we do yesterday? Oh my God. We moved Jonathan into his new apartment. He's living in the same complex. He's just over one building. It's like kitty corner building. But he went from a 2-bedroom to a 1-bedroom because him and his wife and then his best friend were living in the apartment, which his ex-wife was friends with his best friend too. So it was like they were all a big family, So their lease was up. What are you doing, dude? Their lease was up next month, but his best friend's aunt is the one who runs the place. She's the complex manager, and his mom, which I think is that would be her sister. She went and told her sister, that Jeremy was moving back home and that Jonathan was going to want to see about getting into a 1-bedroom apartment. So it was really nice because the 1-bedroom apartment was available yesterday. So they broke the lease without any penalties, and he signed the lease yesterday, and that gave us 1 day to move him in and then clean the apartment, which was very rough. My back is like, no. So, but it all got done. I think we finished up there about 11 o'clock last night. At I want to say around 8 o'clock, once we got everything moved, we told John just to go home. And then me, Becca, and Jonathan cleaned the apartment and got the last little bit. All the big stuff was moved out. So it was under the sink, the bathroom stuff, stuff that we didn't need the heavy lifters to carry. But he loves it. I have one more delivery, and then I'm going to Walmart to get him some things. And then I'm going to go to his apartment. I told him yesterday, I said, well, what time do you work today? And he's like, I work from 8 to 7. And I'm like, okay. So, or no, 7, yeah. Well, I don't know. Was it 8 to 7? I think it was 8 to 7. Yeah, it's an 11-hour shift. I told him, well, while he's at work, I'll run over to the apartment and finish setting up the kitchen. And then I'm going to surprise him and have, he loves sausage and cabbage. I'm going to do sausage and cabbage in his Instapot for him. So when he comes home, he'll have a nice hot meal to eat. But the little shit, he texted me this morning. He's like, or this afternoon, he's like, you're still going over to my apartment, right, to set up the kitchen? And I'm like, yeah. I have maybe 3 boxes to unpack. Me and Becca did most of it yesterday. And we went through his fridge, which that was a joke. Half the stuff in his fridge was expired. So, I don't know what's going on. These people are duct taped. They're laughing. It's not like, I don't know if you can see them. They're just teenagers being teenagers. But how they're walking, I guess when your arms are duct taped, you walk a little funny. It's like they don't have balance, which it looks hilarious when they're walking. What was that thing? We used to have them growing up. Weeble wobbles. Weeble wobbles, but they don't fall down. Well, they would fall down, but they were weeble wobbling. But it's kind of funny. Honey? Oh my gosh, my words. So anyways, he calls me. He's like, you're still, or texts me. You're still going over to the apartment tonight, right? And I'm like, yep. He goes, hey, can you make sure that the KitchenAid bowl that you put in it to be able to use the KitchenAid, can you make sure that's clean? And I'm like, well, what do you want me to do with the cookie dough that was in there? He's like, oh, that's about 2 weeks old. Just throw that away. But will you wash that pan for me? Apparently he has to make cookies tonight. Probably for someone at work. He's probably making the habanero cookies that he always makes at this time of year. Because it's always right around Halloween. So yeah, I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go buy him. The poor kid has 1 fork. I'm like, what happened to your, the expensive set? And he's like, oh, I gave that to my ex-wife. And I'm like, well, what about that? I gave that to my ex-wife. I'm like, okay, I'm going shopping because you need crap. So I'm going to go do some grocery shopping for him too, because I looked in his freezer. There was not one thing in there. I go, Jonathan, what have you been eating? He's like, well, I wasn't going to go grocery shopping when I knew I was moving, so I just been eating out of the freezer, and I ate the last thing last night. And I'm like, okay. He goes, I have grocery money. I'm like, okay. I'm still going to go buy him a whole bunch of shit, though, because that's what mommies do. But he's so freaking happy. And when I was delivering today, I drove by his work. I was trying to drive by his work because I needed the street that he's not on, because I guess in Centerline, I guess that would be Engelman. But I wanted Frazo. So I was going to take Engelman, then pass Hoover and go on Frazo. But when I was going down Engelman, I see all these cop cars and fire trucks and everything. And so I called him. I said, what is going on? He's like, oh, are you here? I'm like, I couldn't get near there. He's like, I'll come out and wave at you. I'm like, no, son, I'm already gone. I'm on 10 Mile now. I wanted to get on Frazo. And he wasn't like listening to me, I guess. And he goes outside, he goes, holy crap, what is going on? I'm like, see? I said, you got 2 more fire trucks coming your way too. So what the hell is going on? He's like, I don't know, I can't tell. All I see is flashing lights. I'm like, get back in the building and be safe. He's so funny because, okay, so the apartment complex that he lives at, which is kind of sad because now that he moved, he's at the back part of the complex. So I can't just drive by and see him. And whenever I was on this one road that when you sat on that road, you could look right into his apartment, I would always text him and say, I see you. And if he was home, he would come out on the balcony and wave to me. Well, after he'd be like, well, where are you? And I'm like, I'm on Bonart. And he's like, oh, okay. So, yeah. So when I said, when I told him what happened, he thought I was out there, to wave at him. But then he found out, no, there's something actually going on. So, but he's so happy. But anyways, when I called him to see what was going on, Jonathan has a really hard time, like, when he moves somewhere, like even when we moved into this new house, the first 2 days, he couldn't sleep. Whenever he would go to his friend's house, that's why Jonathan never spent the night anywhere, is because the first 2 nights, he doesn't sleep. He'd go to my mom's house. The first 2 nights, he wouldn't sleep. So, oh shoot, what am I doing? Oh wait, no, I need one more. So, damn, we went that fast. I was just talking and not even paying attention. I mean, I was paying attention, but you know what I mean? I was like autopiloting it. Anyways, so I asked him, I said, so how did you sleep last night? He's like a rock. It was wonderful. I'm like, oh, good. That means he feels very comfortable in his new place. And maybe because, now, I'm not saying every time that he went to my mom's house, he couldn't sleep. But the first couple of times that he went there, he couldn't sleep until he got used to it. But maybe because it's the same apartment complex, that he just felt at home. It just felt like he rearranged his room. But, I'm saying but a lot. I'm almost to Walmart, and then I'm letting you guys go because I have a shopping list. What are you doing? Okay. Like, why is he getting over? Like, I thought there was something in front of him. Okay, I had to take a drink because that's one thing about moving is you start moving stuff and kick up all that dust, that, you know, like when you move the TV, it's like, holy crap, didn't know there was all this dust behind there. So I got a lot of dust going on. But, he was in such a good mood yesterday. You could tell this was like such a good thing for him. And he feels confident. And I'm so proud of him for not running back home. Because he could have. I told John, we would have just moved your train somewhere. I don't know where, but he would have gotten the craft room as his bedroom. But he said, nope, he wanted to stay out on his own. Now that he's got his new position, which was a raise and more hours, that he was just going, he'll be able to manage it on his own. So, very proud of him. And Becca, oh my God, I'm so proud of her. She's doing midterms right now, which it's due. I want to say it was November 1st is when it's due. The project she's doing, oh my God. Like, okay, so she has, it's lighting and something else. But she had to make this demo of her room on the computer screen. And this class she struggles with, this type of lighting and stuff she struggled with in the past. And she showed me a sample of it the other day. I'm like, oh my God. I said, the wood looks like actual wood. And she's like, I know, I've learned so much and I'm so proud of myself. I'm like, I'm proud of you too. Because damn, girlfriend, you nailed it. So we are all doing good. Me and John bought new recliners today. We gave our old recliners to Jonathan because his friend's mom gave him a love seat, and then he was like, well, I want to get a couch too. And Friday I thought I broke my recliner, and I told John, I said, you know what, go on and see if you can get a store furniture card. And he was able to. I said, you know what, we're going to both get new recliners. We both needed new recliners. So I texted Jonathan. I said, hey, me and Daddy are getting new recliners. Do you want ours? And he's like, sure. Well, we put him in the apartment last night. And he's like, I love it. He goes, I don't even want a couch now. This is like perfect. I'm like, yeah, it is actually perfect. So everyone's happy. So we are at Walmart now, where all the strange people are. I'm going to go in with the strange people and become a strange person. I don't know why I said that. I was trying to be cute with my Hobby Lobby, you know, with the Lobby of Hobbs, but I can't do that with Walmart, so just going to Walmart. Ooh, where do I want to go? Do I want to go pharmacy or market? I'm going to do most of the shopping at market, but there is a perfect parking space right here, so that made it easy. We're going home. Home and pharmacy first. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you later. You all have a good night. Good morning. It is Friday. I know, only 2 clips this week, but hold on, I gotta write this. It is 11 o'clock in the morning. Oh my goodness. It has been a morning. I'm already for bed. I had earlies this morning, and I've just been going. So now we're on the way back to the shop. I finished everything that I took, so I figured this was the perfect time to jump on here, because we have a good 15-minute, I think it's about 15 minutes to get back to the shop. Maybe even a little more. I never really timed it, so I'm guesstimating, but yeah. So I finally got to pick up stitching last night, so I didn't come on yesterday because all I did So I talked to you guys on Wednesday, and then Wednesday night I went back over to Jonathan's apartment and made him cabbage and sausage, because with his old roommate he couldn't have it because the smell of cabbage would actually make his roommate throw up. So it was the first time, he could have it since he moved in his new place. And yeah, and I did a couple of things, but I told him because I didn't get done working until it was like 6:30. 6:30. I think it was 6, because by the time I got to his house, it was 6:30, and he got off at 7. So I barely had enough time to just basically, oh my God, no car accident. Oh, people are so impatient. This guy in this Jeep almost hit that other guy. Oh, I don't know if you could see that. He just cut that person off too. Okay, anyways, we're not talking about the traffic. We are talking about stitching. No, we're talking about Jonathan's apartment. Yeah, so, God, should I try to go a different way? What is the backup about? Let me look at something real fast. I don't want Spotify. I said the maps. Oh, it's just for a little bit, so I'm just gonna stay here. And right when we get past this, there's an accident, but I don't feel like causing an accident. I'll just wait. Anyways, okay, gives us more time to talk. Look at that. So, I went over there, just had barely enough time to get the cabbage and sausage on. In fact, it had 5 minutes left when he walked in the door. But, well, okay, so I cooked it the first time, and I didn't cook it long enough, so I had to restart it. So the house was already smelling like cabbage and sausage because I had already opened it up. And he walked in the door, he goes, oh my God, someone's cooking something so good. And I'm like, that would be your mommy. And he's like, oh, cabbage and sausage? I'm like, cabbage and sausage. He's like, oh, I love you. And he gave me a big hug, which I love my hugs for my son. But yeah, I did a couple of things, and I told him, I said, Jonathan, can I just go home? I said, tomorrow I'll come over, and I promise I'll finish your kitchen, and I'll fold all your clothes and put it away. Because, okay, now, it's not because I'm spoiling him. He's working 12-hour days. The next day off he gets is tomorrow, which will be in Ohio, because we're going to the concert, the 21 Pilots concert. So he's going shooting first thing in the morning with his dad, and then basically he's going to be home for maybe 2 hours, and then we're going to Ohio, and then we probably won't be home until like probably 4 in the morning. And then he's got to get up. Thank God, I think they don't open until 10 o'clock. He's got to get up in the morning and do another 12-hour shift. And then I think he said his next day off is not until Thursday. So it's not really fair for him to constantly have to come home to, he's coming home to boxes, because I told him I would do the living room I would do the kitchen for him, set that all up. Okay, so which way am I having to go? I don't know yet. So, I told him I would set up his kitchen for him. And then I noticed that every stitch of clothes that he had was dirty. So, hold on. Sorry about that. That was hubby calling. He just left the shop, so he was telling me what was left there. Which, I mean, I should say what is made, because there's still 25 deliveries that has to be made. Anyway, so I just think, it's not fair. So I told him that that night when we were moving him, I said, when we, let John go home, I said, here, put all of your dirty laundry in your father's van, and then I'll do your laundry, and then I'll come back, and because I bought him these shelving units, and well, he had the cube already, so he's got a walk-in closet. It's humongous. So I bought him these shelving units because he only has this one dresser and you can't fit anything in it. So I told him, I said, here, what I'll do is I'll set up your closet for you, and I will make it where it's like your pants and your shirts are on these shelves. Well, when they went to go put the dresser in, the dresser wouldn't fit underneath because the whole thing around it has these built-in for hanging clothes, and it's not the rod where you can just push it out. It's actually built in, where you have to put the clothes hangers backwards onto the thing for it to hold. I hate it. So he's like, hey Mom, come look, we put the cube in there. I'm like, oh my God, the cube's even better, because then when you put a stack of oh my God, my brain, jeans in there, they won't fall over. He's like, yeah, I kind of like how Hot Topic has their t-shirts too. I'm like, yeah, the one side I'll put jeans, the other side I'll put t-shirts. So I told him, you know what, I'll take all your laundry home, and the only thing is, John's the one who did all the laundry, which it was nice. We came home and he's like, I got one more load of Jonathan's laundry to do. And I'm like, did you fold it? He's like, no. I'm like, of course you didn't fold it. So yesterday, me and Becca went over there and we finished off the kitchen, and then we folded and hung up and put all of his clothes away, which the one cube was perfect for all of his clothes. And then his dresser can be for, like pajama bottom shorts and socks and undies. Well, boxers. At one point I'm like, Becca, is this a boxer or is this a short? And she's like, I don't know, just throw it with the boxers. Throw it with the boxers. I'm like, yeah, I don't know either. It was kind of funny. Because they were so thin. I'm like, because you know how boxers are thin? Well, but they were long. And I'm like, I've never seen boxers this long. She's like, just throw it in there. He'll know what to do with it. I'm like, yeah. So. But he was very happy to come home with at least his closet all done, and the kitchen all done. And then I organized his like linen closets, and I kind of put the bathroom away, but then I was like, I'll let him do it, because I don't know what he likes in the shower with him. Like, does he shave in the shower? I mean, when he lived with me, he did, but now that he lives on his own and he has his own medicine cabinet, I don't know. So I figured he could do that. That would take him like 2 minutes to do. But I was very shocked. From the night before, Wednesday night, and then when I went over there yesterday, he had the living room almost set up. I was like, holy crap. What time did this boy go to bed? And then, how many hours did he get to sleep, really? But he's an adult. I don't want people to know, what time I stay up to. I am not good at that. Which lately I have been. Every night I have been in bed before Well, I'm in bed by 11, and then I'm usually passed out by midnight. Which I think tonight's going to be one of those nights where I'm in bed by probably 10 and passed out by 10:30. I am just exhausted. Well, I did a lot too. But, okay, now to the stitchy news. I'm super excited. So yesterday I was like, okay, I haven't stitched. I am going home and I am stitching because this is ridiculous. So I started stitching, and Magical Stitches, the prompt is this week to stitch something that has a spider, or to stitch on something using silk thread, thread floss. Oh my god. So Peacock is all floss, is all silk. The Peacock is. Now, I don't know if the purple is silk. I don't think so. It's specialty floss, but I don't think it's silk. I think it's a specialty cotton floss. But anyways, I'm going to ask if it has to be all in silk or just the number, because I did 222 stitches last night, and I probably have maybe 500 more stitches in silk, so that would give me to like 700 maybe. So I'm wondering if I can do 300 of the purple. If I had an L&S by me, I would go buy gold silk for the pedestal that he's standing on. But I don't have an L&S, so that's out of the question. Oh, I could try to go to Grosse Pointe. They sell specialty floss. Well, I might do if they're open. I don't know if they're open. The only place near me is in Grosse Pointe, and it's they do, I think it's needlepoint, and it's painted needlepoint canvases. They are outrageous. Which, I mean, it's hand painted, but I don't understand if it's hand painted. What do I want to do? I guess I want to go here. This doesn't make sense because I had to go all the way. This was not a smart move. Because I had to pass 12 Mile anyway, so why don't I just take this to 12 Mile? Because with the constructions, you still can't. What am I going to do? I think I'll take a side street and cross through. Oh my gosh, I can't stop yawning. So anyways, I don't understand the whole painted canvas. And then you're going to cover it with floss anyways. So it just doesn't make sense to me. Which, I mean, yeah, pay the artist to paint it, but why would you spend so much money just to cover it? I don't know. So anyways, I could go over there and see, and I think I have a Grosse Pointe delivery, so I can go over there and see if they have any gold floss. But still, that's not going to give me, it might give me another 100 stitches in the box, so I don't know. Which, I mean, it would be cool because I want it to be different. And then I could rip out the crown and do something different. You know, do the same thing on the crown, too, if it's a cool specialty floss. But I'm just stitching away last night, and I'm like, oh, wait. I'm at his feet. So I stop, and I hold it back, and I'm like, I got his whole underbelly done. And his feet. now I basically have his, now I got the hiccups. Oh my God. I just yawned and hiccuped at the same time. That was weird. And I made like this froggy noise in my throat. Okay. Don't ever want to do that again. Oh my God, stop yawning. So, I basically have his butt and his tail to do. Which I'm super excited to do his tail because that looks so freaking cool looking. What are you doing, dude? I have no idea. Okay. That's weird. Alright. So, oh, and I made a decision. Instead of doing the 15 new starts in January, I'm thinking about doing this. Doing 52 starts next year. So, I was thinking that with yawning again, I could start a new start every Saturday. Hence 52 weeks, 52 new starts. I think that would be cool. Now I'm still doing the 5 new starts on January 15th for my friend's birthday. She's turning 50 on the 15th. So I figured I'd do 5 new starts. You know, 5, 5, 5. So I thought that would be cool. And that way I'm not putting tons of pressure on myself in 1 month to start so many things. So I'll be starting 9 in January instead of 15. But I'll be starting, how many is that? Well, it's 52 plus 5 would be 57. And then, of course, I'm going to start one on my birthday, which would be 58. And, of course, on New Year's, which I got to figure out when New Year's is. Like, when is the first Saturday of January? Because if it is like New Year's Eve, well then I'm not going to start one for New Year's Eve and for what's it called? New Year's Eve? No, for my oh my God. For the new starts every Saturday. I gotta come up with a cute little name for it too. If you got any suggestions, put them down in the comments section. But it's gonna be 52 new starts at the minimum. Well, it's really gonna be 59, but the whole thing that I'm focusing on is 52 new starts every week. Start a new one on the weekend. I'm gonna put the weekend. I'm not gonna say Saturday, because what if Saturday is crazy? So, and I could start it Friday or Sunday. So I'm gonna say every weekend a new start. That's better. That takes more pressure off of me. So I'm super excited. I feel like that's really good. I hope Becca's making a pattern for me that I want to start on Thanksgiving. But I don't know if she's going to have time. She's almost done with her midterm, and it's turned out so good. She has one last render to do. And then she says she has to do a little bit of tweaking here and there, but every time she would do something, it took over an hour to render that light change. But the walls actually look like they have wood on the walls. It's like, well, paneling is what it's called, but like, oh my God, Becca, this is like amazing. It's amazing. So yeah, okay. If I turn here, I think I'm looking for Connecticut. I'm gonna go meet Johnny for dinner since nothing, or lunch. There's nothing made. He just ran the 3 funerals that were done. Is that it? Is this it? This is it. So, we said whoever gets here first is ordering. Because we like to split one of those breakfast bowls. Because I think he's turning in right now. Oh my God, I bet you this is him. I bet you. Is that my honey? Yep, that's Johnny. I don't know if you saw that car pulling in, but that was Johnny. So, God, they seem busy too. Okay, so I'm gonna get off of here. I don't think I'm in this parking spot right. There we go. Okay, ow! Ow, I just pinched my finger. Ow. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna end the clip here. I know it was kind of a crazy one. Hopefully next week I'll get back on track and have a regular routine, which I know I will, because I'll be telling you about all the new clubs that or groups that I've joined, and dodgeball starts Monday. There's so many things that start Monday, it's like crazy. So I will talk to you guys later, and you have a great weekend. Bye.